All right, welcome back to part 2. So here we're graphing another system. Just know that in that second equation here, you see those absolute value bars. So that means we are graphing a v here. But we'll start with that first equation, and it's just y is less than 4. So this means, if you think back to the very beginning, we talked about hoi. This is a horizontal line. So at y is 4. And then when we graph this line, because it is just a less than, this needs to be dashed. So I'm going to have a dashed line. And these are probably my favorite to be able to do the shortcut of above or below because it is less than 4. So the numbers less than 4 would be below. So we are going to shade below that horizontal line. Looking now at our second equation, this is, or inequality, this is an absolute value. Notice that the slope is 1, so you can use the translation method. On the inside, I see a -3, so that means we are going to the right 3. And because there's no number on the outside, that means we're going up or down 0. So our vertex is going to be right here. And so the ordered pair of that vertex is 3, 0. We still need 5 points when we graph our v's, and so I'm going to pick 2 and 1. You could have counted up and gone 4 and 5. So when I plug this in, I have the absolute value of 2 minus 3. The absolute value of that would be absolute value of -1, which is 1. So my next point is 2, 1. And we can mirror that over. And same thing here, we have the absolute value of 1 minus 3, so that's -2, but it is an absolute value bar, so then that just becomes 2. So 1, 2 becomes my next point, and we can mirror that over. If you look, we do have a or equal to sign here, so we do get to graph this and with a solid line. And so here, I have my v, and I'm going to do one more. Perfect. And then we need to shade. I'm going to just remind you how to do the test point method, once again with an absolute value. So my test point, if I can pick it, I always pick 0, 0. So this would be that 0 is greater than or equal to the absolute value of 0 minus 3. So is 0 greater than or equal to 3, essentially? And the answer is no, it is not. This is false. So we do not want to shade where our test point is. We want to shade the other direction. So in this case, it would be above. So we're going to shade above the v. So our overlap, and I did not do that good of a job of coloring, but our overlap is going to be inside that little box right there, or I guess triangle. So there's where our solutions would lie. All right, let's try another example here. So if we look at that first one, it is going to be a linear or a line, and it is already in slope-intercept form, so we can go ahead and graph that with our y-intercept of 4. Slope is -2, meaning we're going to go down 2 to the right 1. And it has an or equal to line underneath, so this will be a solid line. And I'm going to go ahead and just practice with that test point method. So there's my test point. So this would be 0 is greater than or equal to -2 times 0 plus 4, or 0 is greater than or equal to 4. That is false, so we do not want to shade with our test point, which means we are going to shade above. And looking at our second absolute value, this once again has a slope of 1, so we can go ahead and do our translation method. So with our translation method, we are going to the right 4 and up or down 0. So to the right 4 would be here, meaning our vertex is at 4, 0. I'm going to go ahead and do my t-chart here. This time I think I'll choose to count up. So absolute value of 5 minus 4, or the absolute value of 1, which is 1. So 5, 1. A lot of you probably remember that when it's a slope of 1, it just goes up 1 over 1. So if you want to skip using your t-chart, I'm totally fine with that. So 6, 2 is our next point, and I can mirror that over here. And this also has the or equal to line underneath it, so it will be a solid line. And then we need to figure out where to shade. I'm going to go ahead and do our test point method just as a good little review. So this is 0 is less than or equal to 0 minus 4. So is 0 less than or equal to 4? That one is true, meaning we want to shade below. So we will be shading below the V. So it looks like we have an overlap region. There's a tiny little piece right in there and all over there. So there's where our overlap lies. All right, let's do one more graphing one. Here, this one's an X. So just a reminder that when you have X with some number, that this is VUX, a vertical line. So we're going to be at X is greater than or equal to 3. There's 3, and it has that or equal to piece underneath it. So this will be a solid line. So we can go ahead and graph a solid line here. You cannot use the above or below method because vertical lines, there's no above or below. There's just left or right. So I'm going to use my test point, 0, 0, my favorite. So is 0 greater than or equal to 3? Absolutely not. That is false, meaning we want to shade on the other side. So we will be shading to the right of that vertical line. Looking at the absolute value down below, notice that the slope is not 1, so you cannot use the left, right, up, down translation method. We are going to have to take the inside here, and we are going to have to set that equal to 0. So 4x plus 2 equals 0. Subtract 2 from both sides. 4x equals negative 2. Divide by 4. I have that x equals negative 1/2. So our vertex is going to be at negative 1/2 comma 5 because that outside number tells us it's a 5. So negative 1/2 up 5, there's our vertex. We're going to do a t-chart, and just if you notice in the original inequality, there is a negative sign outside of the absolute value, meaning that our V is going to be flipped upside down. I'm going to pick 0 and the number 1 for my t-chart. So the negative absolute value of 4 times 0 plus 2 plus 5. That gives me the negative absolute value of 2 plus 5 here. Absolute value of 2 is 2, but you do need to bring down that negative. So negative 2 plus 5, I get 3. So 0, 3 will be my next point, and we will need to mirror that over. And then we're going to plug in the 1. So negative absolute value of 4 times 1 plus 2 plus 5. That would be the negative absolute value of 6 plus 5, or negative 6 plus 5, which gives me negative 1. So 1, negative 1 will be my next point here, and then we can mirror it over. This does not have the or equal to line underneath. So when we graph this, please make sure that this is a dash line. And then we need to figure out where to shade. This one is a pretty nice one as well, that you could use the above or below method because y is by itself on the left. It's greater than, meaning we shade above. And when we shade above, this is going to be all around our V. So you can definitely see there is some overlap over there on the left. So looks like we have overlap right kind of here. So that's where our solutions are going to lie. Last but not least, we are going to do a word problem. So a college entrance exam has two parts, a verbal part and a mathematics part. You can score a maximum total of 1,600 points. For admission to the school of your choice requires a math score of at least 600, and we want to write and solve a system of inequalities to model scores that meet the school's requirements. So we need to write some equations here. So I'm going to have my X stand for my math score. And I'm going to have Y stand for my verbal score because there are two parts of this test. Oops. So for my system here, with our verbal part and mathematics part, it looks like you can score a total of 1,600. So when I add my X and Y together, I cannot exceed 1,600, but I could be Miss Smarty Pants and score a 1,600. So that's why I picked the less than or equal to sign. With our math score needs to be at least 600. So we have to be greater than or equal to 600. And I did leave myself some room down below there, so I'm going to just kind of stop there and we'll kind of explain it here in a second. So we do need to graph. And I need to get in some pretty high numbers. So I'm going to change my scale here, and I'm going to count by 200s. So that means that this would be 400, 800. This would be 1,200, 1,600, and 2,000. And just to make my life a little easier, I'm going to do the same thing with my X axis. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is 400. This is 800, here is my 1,200, my 1,600, and then my 2,000. So with my first equation here, I'm actually just going to graph it using the intercept method. So if I plug in a 0 in for Y, that would be X is less than or equal to 1,600, so I need a point here. And then if I put a 0 in for X, that would be Y is 1,600. So essentially the slope is down 1 over 1. And we know that this would be a solid line. And if we do my test point of 0, 0, we are going to be shading below. And then with the math score of at least 600, we are going to graph that at X is 600, and this is an or equal to, so once again, oops, yep, there we go. At 600, we would have a solid vertical line, and we need it to be bigger, so we are going to be bigger than 600. Those numbers would be to the right of that. So it looks like our overlap is kind of in that triangle, and I did not shade my red very well. Kind of right in there. Now, the one thing I didn't add, and I'm going to add this now, there are actually probably two more inequalities here that we could add. X is greater than 0 and Y is greater than 0. Because you cannot score negative on a test. That's impossible to do. And so really we want to go ahead and limit this to be just this triangle and not have the parts below it here, because you cannot score negative on a math test. Some of us might think we bombed it, but you would never score negative. All right, so there's the word problems. The good news is I did not put a word problem on your homework. However, I did put a word problem on your quiz, and it's not going to be like the one we just did. It is going to be similar to what we did with section 3-2. So you'll be doing substitution or elimination for that. So please make sure you look that over. So on your quiz next class, there'll be one substitution problem, one elimination problem, one solved by graphing, and then one solving inequalities by graphing. So there'll be 4 questions on your quiz. All right, there's your homework. You have the rest of the time to work.